Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
No, all men and women cover their head. The Dasam Dwar, that's for both Sikhs, that's for male and women. There's no difference.
But then, like you see the men walking around with the turban.
Yeah, the turban, yeah.
But then the women, like, they don't have to cover.
No, they do. Every Sikh woman should cover their head at all times. The turban is not just for men or women. It's not. And my wife wears a turban. And many Sikh women wear turbans. But the Sikh should cover their head at all times. Right? You notice some people here, they've got a chunni on their head, right? Now, what's happened in the last 100 odd years is that we've become a bit more lax. We thought, oh, it's all right, women have to cover their head. But you look at our culture, it always was about covering your head. Yeah? And never would a Sikh girl be seen outside with the hair open either. It always been a gut and it was covered up with a chunni. And that was like you had respect. You know, the people from India, when they come over here, they say, what is going on now? Hamesha kudi de sir te chunni hondi sigi. A girl without a chunni was seen as besharam. Not being rude, that's just how it was. Yeah. Now, and the bloke without a pug was seen as besharam. 100 years ago, 150 years ago, every bloke had a turban and a beard. They were like, "Tusi Sardar hai kyo? Kithe ki thodi pug?" They will ask you, "What do you mean you're a Sikh? You haven't got a turban and a beard?" It was synonymous. No one had that. No one ever cut their hair. No one ever trimmed. It was just like that's what you were. If you were a Sikh, you had a turban and beard. Now it's become like optional. If you were a Sikh girl, a Sikhni, you had your hair covered. Yeah, a patka at the very least. So if you go like to the Sikh schools and stuff, they say people wear a patka, like obviously. So this situation arose, like, you know, for example, the rise of the hijab. That's something that's happened recently, yeah? Last 20, 30 years ago. But if you go back 30, 40 years ago, people openly walking, even in Iran, with their hair open. Yeah? And nothing covering their hair. So there's a decline, but there will be an increase as well. There's a lot more girls now that do wear the turban than there was 15 years ago. Right? Now it's commonplace to see somebody who wears a keski. It wasn't that many years ago. And it will happen again, that the boys won't be so worried about looks. At the moment, it's like both sides are worried about how will I look, blah, blah, blah. Because at this young age, that's what happens, we think that way. Yeah? But, you know, give it 50, 60, 70 years, that culture will also change. Covering your head is a must for all Sikhs. You know, you can't cover your head because you're supposed to do part all the time, pray all the time. You're not supposed to do prayers when you haven't got your head covered. So you can't just like have a hoodie on and just flick that on every 2 minutes, you know what I mean? You walk around all day with a hoodie and then people be saying, oh, he's in that David Cameron hug a hoodie kind of thing going on. So we should cover our hair. But the reason why I don't focus on that so much is because people don't even know what they're covering their hair for. They don't even know Sikhi. So there's no point telling them. I don't have to preach Sikhi to somebody and say, do this, do this, do this. When they understand Sikhi, they'll automatically start to follow it. I had that much sense when I was 21, when I kept my hair, to wear a little bandana on my head the whole time. I had that much sense. I realized that if you're going to start going towards a turban, start with the bandana.